Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Grace, Anmol and Griffin. Thanks for your visit. So, you came here the day before evening, spent the entire day yesterday on the campus, had a few visits here and there. So, what was very enjoyable? What's your feeling at the end of it? And you know, what really stunned you or surprised you? Go ahead.
I can go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Campus, first of all, absolutely extraordinary place, really beautiful, and both of the days that we were here, we woke up at before 6 a.m. to, yesterday we did the eco walk, and then this morning we went up the hill, and it was so pretty just waking up. I got out here early both days and just stood there staring over the lake and watching the sunrise behind with the golden hour in the lake, and it was just a really surreal, peaceful moment that really underscores all that Agastya stands for. And this is a very, you can feel the creativity, you can feel the innovation on this campus, and it's something that I didn't really know what to expect until I got here, but it's something that once you get here, the love that Agastya puts into his mission, it's really visible and visceral, and you can see it in every building. You can see it in the way that we proudly display the projects that children make. I mean, including like right here on the table in front of us, right? It's a student project, and that really shows the care that Agastya has for not only the students but everyone who comes into his path.
Thank you. Thank you. Great.
Yeah, something that really stunned me was like how expansive the campus is. Like we've been told so many times that it's like 117 acres, but actually experiencing that was amazing. And like you guys have so many like facilities and labs, and also just like how many resources are available here, especially for the children. Like the facilities are state of the art, and like even in this library there are thousands of books here, and like even like the art lab, that was so amazing to see. Like my school didn't have art labs like that great. So yeah, that was something amazing to see. And also, like we talked to Ramji, and he told us about like the 5 discovery skills, and I could really see that in play here, how you guys emphasize like creativity and observation. I can really see how that can inspire the students here.
Absolutely, I think it is a labor of love. It, like Griffin said, it is very clear the amount of time, effort and empathy which has went to create this building. Every lab is like a story of its own, and the kind of projects students have been doing, it's amazing. There were some projects we literally thought, why is it not in the market? It's absolutely amazing to see this kind of culture where freedom and curiosity is stimulated so much. So this was an amazing experience, and we are still grappling with how expansive and great the culture of the organization and the amount of love teachers and instructors put in to build this. It's been incredible.
Okay. Your stay, your comfort here, have they been good? Have they been comfortable? Was there anything that we need to kind of look into in your hospitality?
Oh no, something we've all talked about is like how hospitable the people here are. And like yeah, the facilities were great, accommodations were really comfortable. Like the Wi-Fi was down, but that really allowed me to like immerse myself in this experience, and it was actually like really peaceful and like grounding for me. So I really enjoyed my time here.
And loads of good food.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's vegetarian but so delicious.
Yeah, nobody can come out here and be hungry, that's for sure. It is amazing. Definitely the longest, as you alluded to, like the longest time that I've like eaten solely vegetarian food in my life. But I have turned over a new leaf. I'm not going to say I'm going to be vegetarian forever from now on, but I have learned to appreciate the rich contours of vegetarian cuisine, and Agastya, the delicious food here, has really helped with that.
Yeah, I think the accommodation was great. The view from where we were, we could see the mountains, the lake, all of it was amazing. I am not a morning person, but I have loved waking up at 5:30 both these days. This is not easy for me, but it was It was so worth it, and the eco walk, the going around, watching the landscape from the hill today, all of that was great.
Excellent. Any particular lab really surprised you, gave you some unexpected presence or feeling or reaction?
Math lab, I would say, absolutely stood out. We were greeted with certain puzzles, and it took like 4 Harvard graduates to decode some of the puzzles which we were given, and how that improves attention and focus. And then we got into so many theorems and how music is related to math and all of that. I think that stood out.
Yeah, I think the creative way in which math concepts were presented, I think not a lot of people think of math as being very creative, but you had first of all like approaching it through puzzles and crafts, with the craft that we made that helped demonstrate angles, and trying to spend maybe 25-30 minutes like putting together a puzzle that apparently there are 240 different solutions to. And then, yeah, and I thought the music thing in particular and the Pythagorean theorem demonstrating with volumes of water was very cool. And I would have loved math a lot more had I had this as a child.
Did you also see the open park, math park? The math open park? Upstairs, the big circle and the pie.
With the sailboat?
Not the sailboat. Outside, outdoor.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't know if we did.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go there quickly. What about you?
Yeah, I already talked about it with the art lab. Like, it just like the creativity was exploding there. Like, it was like I was questioning if a student really made that. Like, it looked professionally done. And also like using waste to create artwork, I really liked that. And like how like the students use like tires to create like a swing or something. That was great to see. And also in the innovation hub, like one design that I think stood out to a lot of us was like this like energy conserving bench at a train station. How like it only powers the fan if you sit on it. And I think that's something that's really implementable. And like it was just astounding that like a student came up with that.
Okay. Any particular takeaway in the sense, when you go back home, what would be the first few things that you would talk about?
Difficult to choose which one will be the first. First, the expansive place that it is, and the amount of flora, the kind of it that we have here.
That's probably the first thing that comes to mind.
Yes. And secondly, actually not secondly, it's equally put, the way science and math is taught here. There was a joke amongst us that if we had to do school again and if this is the way we would do it, we would have taken science and math. This was so interesting. So I think it does spark that curiosity, the fundamental motivation behind Agastya. It does that definitely.
Any other thought you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I think the core of Agastya is values instead of like necessarily results. Obviously, we're looking for results, but the way we get there is through values. And I think that's a very strong moral and intellectual foundation that like I've found I really connect to here. And I definitely think that Agastya values certain processes that I really buy into more than a lot of other places that I've seen.
Thank you.
I agree with Griffin. Like, I really resonate with Agastya's emphasis on creativity. And like, I think even when we go back to Bangalore, I'm going to try to be a lot more observant. And I think I took a lot of skills away from here that I can implement in my daily life.
Thank you so much. Okay, we will close that here. Thank you so much for all the time that you could find that you spent here.